For me, I needed to learn to write better, be a better writer, to be able to create different kinds of content. And that was going to make me stronger in my career. It's always nice, the nice thing about the U of C program is it's an actual certificate versus just, I've taken some courses, right? It's a full program and it's a well-rounded program. So for me, after identifying that and going through the different options, I settled on the U of C for that main reason, right? It had the versatility, it had the flexibility, and at the end, I was walking away with a certificate. Doing the professional writing certificate, the instructors were all really knowledgeable. It was great. There was a good selection of courses to be able to customize it to what I needed to help me grow my career. The online deliverability of it, with working full-time and kind of everything else going on in my life, having that flexibility was really important to me. So through the U of C program, it was easy. It was easy to fit within my life, within my schedule, and help me advance where I found that I needed skills to move forward in my career. The main tool that I used in my program was the D2L, which was really fantastic. It had everything in one place, which is kind of a struggle nowadays, especially doing things online. You're constantly looking for things. But having all your communication going through there, your resources for the class, as well as just instructors' notes was really beneficial. In my most recent course, actually in the copy editing and proofreading course, we had a group assignment. You wrote a piece and you had one of your classmates would kind of volunteer to review it, edit, copy, edit, and proofread it for you. And it was just a really great experience seeing the different types of writers in the program. So for me, I'm there from a marketing communications standpoint, but there was people writing stories. The piece that I got to edit was actually a fictional story that someone was writing. So it was really fantastic to see the variety and get that feedback. I was able to work with that person and just kind of asking questions to learn about their style of writing and different ways that can be applied across the different mediums. So it was really fun, the variety that you get within the programs. The thing about it is they're working professionals, right? So with this course, it was that something to kind of, you're doing in your off hours, you're doing in your spare time to advance your skills. The instructors were extremely knowledgeable and really accommodating. Like they worked with you. It's not, they're not there to, everyone's there because they want to be. Right? You've chosen to be there. You've chosen to continue your education and you want it. So the instructors are there. They have the knowledge. They have the information and they're willing to share it. They're easily approachable. You can always reach out if you have extra questions or didn't understand something. But again, because it's, it was a virtual classes or everything was online, just being able to have that support from them was really fantastic. Especially it was interesting with the most recent course I took. Editing has always been a struggle for me because I want to take the piece and that's not the way I would have written it. To learn, but I should preface that with, I've also had somebody who's done that to me though. So I've written something and they've gone back and rewritten it just because it would be the way that they would write it in the first place. This course actually taught me to recognize that and really take a step back. And when I'm looking at someone else's writing, is it okay that way? Even though I wouldn't write it that way myself, is it okay? Or is there something that needs to be corrected? Either it's a stumbling point when you're reading it. Definitely has made me a better writer and a better copy editor. Start by going through everything before your course starts. Whatever's available to you, go find it, try to break the program if you can, find all the nooks and crannies because there's some really good stuff that might not be right there in front of you. And it's always nice as you progress through the program and you have assignments due, knowing how to submit your assignments and where to find all your deadlines and things like that. Especially when you're doing it all virtually, it's definitely important to make sure you know where, how, when. I think it helped me expand my voice. I do feel that I had a voice, but it helped me not only expand it, but also hone it, right? To really find that groove. Sometimes I can get a little wordy. Sometimes I can lose track of really what that main point is that I'm trying to get across. The program was really tailored to kind of the specific areas in writing that you can come across within marketing and public relations, and how to write for different mediums. In today's world, it's constantly changing, constantly evolving. And for me, I found I was at a point in my career that I needed to advance my skills, right? And kind of grow. And one of the ways that I needed to do that, the market was going, is content, right? Content is now king. Content is extremely important in marketing. So for me, I needed to learn to write better, be a better writer, to be able to create different kinds of content. And that was going to make me stronger in my career. It's always nice, the nice thing about the U of C program is it's an actual certificate versus just, oh, I've taken some courses, right? It's a full program and it's a well-rounded program. So for me, after identifying that and going through the different options, I settled on the U of C for that main reason, right? It had the versatility, it had the flexibility, and at the end, I was walking away with a certificate. I started my certificate back in 2013, 2014, and did 85% of the courses right off the bat, back to back. I took about one course at a time just because I was working full time, and I was able to fit it within my schedule. And 2014, I found out I was pregnant. Took a hiatus from the program just because of everything else. All of a sudden, life happened. So I stopped and, had my son, got married, bought a house, did all that kind of crazy, fun, amazing things. And between that time, I had switched jobs, gone to different companies, and finally in 2021, I got an email from the school saying, hey, you're 85% done your certificate. And it was like, why haven't I finished this yet? So it just worked out with, going through the pandemic and everything being virtual anyways. It was kind of the right time. Things had slowed down, settled in the company I'm with now, and they were very supportive of me finishing off and getting this certificate. So it was really fantastic to know that I didn't have to do it all over again. I had already learned the skills from the courses I had taken. I had had an opportunity to apply them in my career and grow, and then to come back and get that missing piece, that final course, which was actually really important, being the copy editing one. It was another skill I needed to build on, and kind of tying the whole thing together and pulling it in. So it was actually really exciting the day I got my certificate in the mail, and it's been a long journey, but I finally completed it, and now I can look at the next thing I'm gonna learn and take.